Let's go to CommSec. Tom Piotrowski joins us for a look at the markets today. How are we opening up this morning, Tom?
Pete, we're going to see a fairly flat start to the session today. We've got the futures just in negative territory by a couple of points, which reflects a pretty cautious tone as far as Northern Hemisphere markets were concerned last night. One of the narratives, if you like, as far as the last couple of days has been concerned is that of moderating growth, and that was reaffirmed last night in the form of activity in the US services sector, which shrank. It's still expanding, but the pace of expansion narrowed more than what the market had been expecting. And it's just on that boundary between expansion and contraction in terms of the way it's measured. And that went over poorly with the markets, as you might imagine. So we saw long-term interest rates fall. Stocks were vexed as a result. So the Dow was up by about 0.25%, the S&P 500 down by about 0.25%, and the Nasdaq was down by about 1%. We saw European markets also a little bit challenged, but they tended to finish on the positive side of the ledger. So in London, the market was up 0.4%, similar improvement for the French market, and the German DAX was down by about 0.5%. So we're moving into that window of time that's quite important for the markets, Pete, because even though it's a holiday shortened week at home, in the US, we have got the non-farm payrolls figures coming out on Friday. So for people who like following the markets, you get to do that all week. And overnight, we saw some weaker private employment figures out of the US, which has set these figures up to be quite the linchpin as far as this week is concerned.
Well, you know I love following the markets, Tom. Have you had a haircut?
No.
Looks good. Did you shampoo it last night?
Probably just ran a brush through it.
Yeah. Well, it looks smart. It looks smart. It looks buoyant.
Thanks.
Looks buoyant. Just like your mood. It's good to see. Tom Piotrowski, thank you. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks.